Good morning. Welcome to Patty's Furniture Design. My name is Patty, and I am coming to you from Florida. And today I'm going to be painting a dresser for you with multi-colors. I actually have 5 colors in front of me. Whether I use them all or not, I'm not sure, but I can guarantee you I'll be using more than one. So right here in back of me is an antique dresser, probably from the 1930s or 40s maybe. And we're going to add some color to it, hopefully, and make it look pretty. So I've done this probably thousands of times, but never did it live. So when I'm painting, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but that's the beauty of paint. You can just come back and change it when you want to. So let's get started, all right? And if you can't see, just make comments, let me know. All right. So here, I have everything in front of me for colors, and I'm just going to start with some neutral colors first and see what I think. And I'll also post in the comments too the colors if anybody needs it. Just let me know. Also for the prep work, I did use some wood filler in these 2 areas here, and then I also put a shellac on here so that nothing will bleed through into the paint colors. It's just a clear shellac, dries really quick. It's awesome. You can also get it in a primer too, and it comes white. So let's just start. I'll start over here with some neutral color. I'm just going to brush it on. So as you come on, just say hi, tell me where you're from, and let me know if you have any questions. So we're just starting with the neutral color. Just getting kind of a base as to what I want to do, because I really don't know what I want to do, which I normally don't know until I start the project. So just going to get some of this neutral on here before we add the other colors. Can everybody see okay? Can everybody see this? Marianne, can you see this okay? Okay, good. Just let me know if you can't see. If I'm in the way, just let me know. Please make a comment. Let me know where you're from. I think I'm going to I'm not exactly sure yet, but I'm thinking I might just stain this part. I don't know. We'll have to see how it comes out. If I decide to paint it, I can always come back later after the paint is dry and sand it off. So, you know, if I decide during this project I'm going to paint this, and then later on I say, you know what, I don't like it painted, I'll just come back and sand it off. It's just paint. So, and this dresser also, the old finish is actually crackled, which happens over time, especially if it's exposed to heat, and I am in Florida, so we have lots of heat, and so it'll actually crackle my paint afterwards, which I kind of like, because I think it adds character and something different in the finish. I'm just going to move over here. And like I said earlier, if you'd like, I'll post the colors that I'm using. And just to let you know, I'm not a neat painter, so I usually end up painting myself with the furniture. I already like the way this color's looking. So let's switch off to another color here. I really like this peach. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, that's pretty. Can you guys see that okay? Marianne, can you see that? Okay. I know, the lighting's not that great, sorry. And then we're going to add a little bit more color in here. Let's just do a little bit of a pink. And I am going over the wet paint, which is okay. It just blends it. So now, right now, I've already got 3 colors down here. I have this color, a peach, and now the pink on top. You can say peach, you can say coral, whatever. I'm liking that. And I have cardboard over here that I'll wipe off the excess paint onto the cardboard before I hit my furniture so that it's not too much. So I do like things to be symmetric. So now I'm just going to copy the same over here. One of my Facebook friends sounds better than fans, picked these colors, by the way, so I want to thank her. I'm putting a fan on so that I can dry the paint, so I hope it's not too noisy. Just let me know if it is, okay? And on this one, I'm going to just paint the handles. The top handles. The bottom handles I have to replace because one of them was lost through the years, so they don't match, so I gotta go get 4 new handles for the bottom, which I'll post pictures of some options and then you guys can pick the handles. That would be fun. Since you picked the paint, you can pick the handles too. So, like I said, I might stain that, but right now I'm liking it. I think that looks pretty. I'm probably going to distress the whole piece too, so we shall see. Alright, let's try putting some pink paint, let's see, where do I want to put this? Maybe right along here. And then just coming back. And just adding a little water. And then just wiping it off. Add a little water. And that's taking the paint off too, which is fine. If I want to put it back on later, I can. Now we're going to add a little neutral now. Over the areas that I took it off. So I'm just layering until I'm happy with the look. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. It's whatever you like, honestly. It's meant to be fun, is what it's meant to be. Hello, Kim. Hi, Joan. Michigan. How's the weather in Michigan, Joan? How's it doing right now? Is spring there yet? It's hot here. I'd rather be outside painting for you guys, but it's too hot. It's like, I don't know, over 80 already. And I loved it when I first moved here, and then I went through menopause, and now I'd rather be up north a little bit. But I don't really miss the snow. I'm from New Hampshire, so I grew up with the snow and don't really miss it too much. So as you can, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a line down here, and that was from the original finish, but I don't really let that bother me. I just kind of play off of it, because I think it adds character to the piece, and so I just leave it alone and work with it, and that's pretty much what I do with all my pieces. I just let the pieces tell me really what they want. Ooh, how nice, spring has sprung. Nice, Joan. I'd rather be up there for the summers, honestly, than down here, but I'm down here, so it's okay. If you guys have any questions, just shoot them out in the comments and I'll look at them as I'm moving along. We're going to pull some white in. I'm not liking all of that pink. It's not really white, it's like a silver. Yes, that area, that design, that is raised, Loretta. Yeah, Joan, I agree. I always like that. And that's why I always cannot, you know, if I plan out a dresser, it never really works for me because once I get started on it, the design of the dresser tells me what it wants, really. And that's really how I do my finishes. I'll go in, I used to go in many years ago and say, I'm going to do this dresser in this particular way, and then I'd get going and I'd be like, okay, scratch that. So I guess you learn that over the years. Because you really just don't know, you know, what the finish is underneath until you start putting paint on. So yeah, this area is right here, it's raised on the drawer. And I was thinking originally of doing it stained, but, thank you, Amy. But, hi, Amy, how are you? But now I'm just going to paint it, because later on you can always go back and sand it off and redo it. So I'm just going to paint it with the piece and see how it goes. I don't know how good the quality is for you guys to see what I'm doing. Can you guys see okay? Does everything look alright to you? Can you see the dresser okay? So you just layer until you get the look that you like. Yes, Loretta, don't be scared, because honestly, paint just comes off. If it doesn't work, it just comes off. Good, thank you, Joan, appreciate that. Wasn't sure. My lighting isn't exact yet, but I'm getting a new light, so that should help. You know, I started doing all of this because I didn't have the money when my first husband and I bought our house. So I just started garage sailing. And then of course nothing matched that I bought at garage sales, or it was in bad condition, and just started to redo everything. And through months and months and maybe years, people just were like, oh Patty, you know, will you sell me that piece? Or I really like that piece. So it just became a job for me now because I love it. And so I just had a client pull up in front of my shop, of course, while I'm live. So I'm just gonna run and unlock the door. Don't go anywhere. He's a friend client, so hold on. Hey, I'm going live on Facebook right now. Yeah, right now. Painting a dresser.
Stay out of your way.
Yeah, you can watch. Ron is here. Everybody say hi to Ron. He lives in the Villages, the retirement community, which is where I'm near, and so everybody's retired, except for me. I'm working, but that's okay. Yes, amen to garage sales, Joan. Definitely. Good grief, I probably spent more money on garage sales than I did on my house. So, and you know, I noticed, because I've been doing this for 20 years, that the prices on items have just gone up. I mean, I used to be able to get things super dirt cheap, but now everybody knows that we're all painters and we want to paint old furniture. So the prices have lifted, but that's okay. So, all right, I'm going to add some more color now. The peach that I picked is just really not as peachy as I would like. Seems like it's a little too light. Amy, are you still on here? Because this is the Evolve Yoga colors from your shop, actually. Oh, Ron, Loretta says hi.
Hi.
He says hi. He's just stepping out. He'll be back, though. So I really do have wonderful clients that are here because they are retired, so they come by and just say hi and hang out, bring me coffee, bring me lunch. It's like, what the heck? It's so awesome. Okay, now let's add some pink to the center spot, because you can see I got it down here, down there, and I want to bring it up here to the center to tie it all in together. And then I like pink for a little girl's room, but I'm not really like super into pink. So what I'm gonna do is I'll put the pink on, and then I'll probably tone it down a little bit. And you can just do that with other paint colors, just toning it down. So I'll just pick one of my neutral colors, and we'll just go over it with the neutral very lightly. I wiped my brush off, and I'm just going to tone it down a little bit, and then maybe grab some peach. And put that on top, just in like certain places, to pull that pink out. And what happens if you're painting wet on wet is that the colors will kind of just blend by themselves because the paint is wet. So I'm going to get some more neutral over to this area here. It's not enough. blending. And then you can dip your brush into some water if you want to get even more blending going on. I don't know if you guys can see that, how it's blending a little bit more. Thank you, Vivian. Appreciate that. The colors I normally tend to work with are grays and blues, but I posted this dresser on my Facebook page, Patty's Furniture Design, and asked everybody what they'd like to see, and these colors were the only one chosen, so here we go. I'm working with these colors today, so it's kind of fun experimenting on live with you guys. We'll see how it goes. If it doesn't work, I'll be back here doing another color. I know you guys can't see it, but there's actually some like crackling going on here from the old finish. I should have grabbed some sandpaper. In the back of my shop, Ron, there's just anywhere could be sandpaper laying around.
What grade?
Yeah, like, if the sandpaper is blue, that would be great. If it's, anything but black. It might be on the table where my paint items are. Ha, putting him to work. Thank you, Kay, appreciate that. What handles do you guys think should go on here? Any ideas? Awesome. Thank you so much, Ron.
You're welcome.
Here, just look at the phone and just say hi to everybody.
Hi, you guys. I'm just Patty's assistant that doesn't do anything.
He's funny. Okay, so these were the original handles, which I absolutely love, but unfortunately one was missing. They put this one on to replace it, but you know, now I've got three and one doesn't match. So advice on sticky drawers on painted furniture. Yes, Loretta, you can try a soap. A bar of soap, you can rub it on the drawer and see if that will help get rid of that. Yes, Joan, he's a nice assistant. He's a really nice assistant, obviously. He just comes in and just helps me for free, doesn't ask for any money. It's great.
Brings you coffee, biscuits.
I told them that you bring me coffee and food. Yep, absolutely. Which is so great, because, you know, sometimes I get busy and I don't want to leave the shop, so. All right. All right, I'm going darker with the pink now. And Ron just brought me the sandpaper, so I'm going to do a little distressing too to show you guys. Because honestly, I love wood tone, so I like to bring it out when I can. And I think that it highlights all the areas that are decorative. Like, I'll show you, I'll sand this piece here, and I'll show you how it pops. Make sure your paint is dry, and I always find that if you use flat paint when you're sanding, it's so much easier to use. And I don't use any of that chalk paint or mineral paint or anything like that. Not that I have a problem with it, it's just that with the amount of painting I have to do for clients and for myself, I just find it economical just to use a flat paint from any hardware store. So these are Sherwin-Williams colors, by the way. And Sherwin-Williams paint, because even though it's Sherwin-Williams colors doesn't mean you have to go to Sherwin-Williams to use their paint. You can go anywhere. You can go to Home Depot and they'll match it, so it doesn't matter. Whatever's closest to where you live, honestly, and whatever's, you know, affordable. Alright, so let's just do real quick some sanding here of this drawer. of the detail. Let me make sure it's dry. So I'm holding the sandpaper and I'm just putting the pressure where I want the paint to come off. And if I take too much off in an area, I'll just put it back on with the paintbrush. So I was using a used 80 grit, which is probably now like 100 grit because it's so used. And now I'm going to be using 220 grit. So I would just want to see how it looks. Sanded. All right, my right hand's getting tired moving my left. You can kind of see where the wood tone's starting to come back through. I think it looks really pretty with these colors. What do you guys think? I really like this piece too. It's raised even above the raised area, so it's quite cool. Now with the hardware, sometimes I'll sand the paint off if it's got a lot of detail to it on the hardware, and bring back whatever's underneath, brass, silver, whatever. Sometimes it comes out really good, and other times I'll just keep paint on it. So, it's that easy, honestly. Thank you, Loretta. Thank you, Joan. I'm glad you guys like it. I wasn't sure, to be honest, because I've never used these colors before. But I do like the wood tone coming back through. And it does, if you notice, how it makes the detail pop when you bring it back out. And I'm thinking if I did add some blue to it, that would be pretty too. So, let me cover up. Because I'm not really liking where I pulled off the paint on the drawers before. So we're going to cover that up. See, that's how easy it is. If you don't like something, just cover it back up and then play with it again. I kind of like this though. Maybe I won't stain it. I think I'm going to take more off on the edges though. I'm liking that. What do you guys think? Do you like that raised area? Maybe add a little bit more pink and peach. Paint with my left hand. Why not, right? Okay, so I put on a lot more pink. Yeah, Joan, I could add a stencil to the drawers. Absolutely. I mean, if I was really talented, I could paint flowers, but unfortunately, God did not gift me with that. But that's why they make stencils, right, Joan? Okay. Now we're just gonna go over the pink, but not that much. I put too much on. Let me wipe it off on a towel. Not put way too much on. So you really just keep going until you get the look that you're trying to achieve or that you like. And then that gives it the layered look. Because you come back with colors over and over again, putting them on top. And then let's do something to these feet, shall we? I think I'm going to distress them a little bit because they are detailed. So, yeah, let's put on some peach on it and see how it looks. Alright. And this is peach watered down. So I'll come back and wipe off the excess. Just with a paper towel, nothing complicated. See, now it's pulling the paint off because it was wet, so it completely pulls it off just with a paper towel. So you can do distressing too while the paint's wet. Okay. Now we're going to tone down the pink. And I'm going to use this almost like a silvery color. It's pretty, but it probably would look white on the dresser. And I'm just rubbing that in, blend it. That way no one color is really, stands out completely because you're just blending. That doesn't mean you can't have one color stand out, of course. And you gotta make sure you get into this area here, because when the drawers are closed, you can see it. Just making sure that everything is tilted properly, that you can see. Oh, absolutely, Loretta. Thanks for being here with me. I really appreciate it. Like I said, I've done this thousands of times, but never live before, so this is actually fun because I'm not by myself. And I'm not by myself because Ron is here too, but I wouldn't be working if Ron was here and I wasn't live, so he's sitting over there in a chair just sitting back watching while I work. Actually, this really isn't work for me. Alright, so I'm going to do what I just mentioned about and getting those crevices, because it's these little details that will be the difference between the DIYer and the professional. And normally, if I'm not doing the live, I would be, I usually spray my finishes. I have a spray booth in the back, and I use a compressor and a gun, HVLP gun, high volume, low pressure. And but when I'm going to do layering, I'll just put on the first coat with the spray, and then I'll do it by brush. But normally I am spraying, because when I have a whole bedroom suite to paint, you know, I don't have time to be brushing it all on. So spraying is really makes things much quicker. Alright, so I pretty much got on the edges here done. Just gotta get down here and up here. And now that's really pink. So I'm gonna come back with a little peach actually, and tone down that pink with the peach. These old dressers, the drawers never sit properly, so it's always good to make sure that they're closed completely when you're painting, or taken out and painted, so that you can get all the areas that the drawers are not sitting properly in. Like in the middle here, there's like a huge gap, and then on the edges, there's hardly any gap. On this side, there's no gap, so it's old, but it's still here. These are all dovetail drawers. Alright, and now I'm going to do some more sanding at the bottom, because there's more detail down here too. so this is what will be what happens when your paint's not dry. If it's dry, it's not going to do that. It's just gonna sand off where the sandpaper is pressured. And I put the pressure down here right at the edge, but because my paint's not wet, I got a little pull there on the paint coming off. So I'm fine with that, but if you're not, you can just paint over it or wait until the paint dries completely. And then I'll paint the drawer tips too, the edges on the drawers. I'll distress them. But I don't have something to open up the drawers right now, so that's usually how I do it, is I'll open the drawers, then I'll distress it. So we can do that at another time. I think that screwdriver rod is gonna be too fat. But, oh, that black handled one will work. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you, sir. So we'll pull this out, because that'll make my life easier. And then we will just distress the edge. Put that back in and see how it looks. Not much difference. So if you don't see enough and you want more, just bring it back out. And then I grabbed my 80, which is probably 100 now. Try to get a little bit more off. Good. I'm good with that. Let's do the next one. And the tops will be painted. I'll do that when I do the sides. The tops of the drawers will be painted. And then I'm probably going to stain the top. The middle section is a little, the raised area you think is a little too distressed there, huh, Joan? Well, we can definitely fix that. Come back with some more paint. Let's see. Let's come back with some of this pinky, this light lavender pink, and see what happens. But I really want to get my brush dry, so I can dry brush it. So just taking a piece of cardboard from Amazon. God knows I have too much Amazon. And I'll just dry brush it on. And I'm just going very, very light with the brush. Just very light. And this is just your regular 1-inch angled paintbrush. And so Joan wasn't liking really that heavy distress on this. So that's where I'm really coming in with the color and adding it to it. cover up that heavy distressing that I did. And see, that's what's great about paint. You don't like it, you just redo it. Alright. I'm happy with that. Now, I'm gonna stand back and take a look at it, like you guys can see it. Oh, thanks, Joan. Glad you like it now. Let me get back here for a second, just take a quick look at my piece. Yeah, I like it too, Joan. Maybe just tone down the pink just a little bit, the lavender. I think I'm gonna use the peach for that. Or, you know what I could do? I could just spray a little water and see if it'll blend a little bit. And I do not want runs down my dresser, so I'll just come back and fix that. And blending that in, so you don't really see that run as much. The next time I come live, I'm going to do my gray coastal with a whitewash on top finish. It seems to be a very popular finish, so I will see what furniture I'm going to do that on. Okay, now sometimes I will get the whiter color. It's not really white, and then I'll dry brush it into the crevices also. Kind of like a highlight. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the pink. Water it down a little. So let's, where do I want to do this? Maybe up here. sure it's all blended nice. Maybe add a little bit of pink to the leg. Just to tie the pink in from the top to the bottom. How am I going to do the top, Loretta? That's a very good question. So originally I thought I would stain the top like a natural color. But honestly, I'm not sure yet. So what I'll do is, once I finish the front, I'll do the matching sides, and then the top I will determine from there what I'm going to do. So, yeah, that's what nothing is ever planned when it comes to the furniture. I mean, I can plan it, but like I said, it doesn't mean that's how it's going to be. All right. So we're about done on the front. I might come back in later and do some blue. If you want to see that on live, just make a comment, let me know. But I'm kind of liking the colors. I think I'm disappointed though on my coral because I really wanted it to be more coral. So maybe I'll come back and add more coral to it. But there she is. If you have any other questions, just put them in comments and I will answer them at a later time. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.